Hello friend, you are watching ERMake Coder channel, and in this video we will learn these are the points, like what is the root component file, and how to import and export as a component in our React application, and third one is that when to use default and name import and export, and how can we import and export in our component hierarchy by using default or name uh, of the component, like that. And fourth one is how to import and export multiple components from one file. In the individual file, like any file name, inside any particular file, we will create a multiple component and render as a parent component. And last but not the least, so how to split component into multiple files. So how can we communicate and with multiple file and folder with parent component. So these all the topics are considered in this video. I hope you will enjoy this video. So let's start the topic. First is what is the root component file? So in this file folder structure, that is my previous code. So I have refreshed it, then like functional component I have created by extension import react from react, that is the pre-built function, and to create a app function, and inside return we will write anything in the form of HTML. So that is a basic thing. But my question is that what is our root component file? So apart from that, in this folder structure like node module, that is all the package command installed in our project to control by node module, and that is a public. In a public folder only the HTML index are available, and all other file and folder are created with form of JSX or extension of TXS. Like when we working with TypeScript, the extension I have changed like TSX, but now we will work in a JSX format, so all the extension are available as a JSX. So that is a basic thing. But what is our main component folder? Main component is a app.jsx, where it's controlled by the index.js folder. That is a main and controlled uh, JS folder where we control entire our application by the root. So this is our root. It's create controlled the public index.html div, and div is the id is root. That id have controlled with the communicate with this folder like index.js to render our app. So main our folder or file is created for the development of any project for a front end purpose. So it's controlled by the app component. So app is the main component. That is our first part have completed. So what is our root component file? So our root component file is the index, but controlled all the application passes by the app component. So that is a basic thing. And second one is how to import and export a component. So I have created another component inside our src folder, like create a profile, profile.json. That is the extension of the JS. You know? So in this folder, we will create a component cons, or we can also create it like that. That is our functional component like profile. So profile is our default export. So when we access this component to the another component or as a parent or rather child, so all the time you should create a export default when only one functional or component to be created in a file. So that is a basic thing. When we create multiple like profile and then created the another user, so that time you cannot use a default value. So how can we do this? With the help of curly braces. Inside curly braces, I have done these, both are the component like this. That is our name export, and previous is our default export. So don't worry, we will work with both of them. So now that time we'll use a default value. So that is our default value. That time to create a profile like h1 name is equal to Atul the party, like that. And second one is take some time, and after that save it. What's the problem behind it? Like something is there. So save it and then here. That issue only occur because I have not this save this component. So main component, in a main component, so that is a second component is a profile. Profile are rendered in a parent component with a parent component. So that is the basic thing, but it's very important. How can we work multiple component? Because when we start the development of any project, so you make multiple component, and suppose you have created the hierarchy of the component. So that is a very important to make confidence to the basic with basic. So that is the point. So this is a default export. So how can we use a multiple export and not use a default? So to create multiple component in a particular folder. That is, a folder name is, so file name is a profile JSON. So this is a user text like user, nothing but, and name user, he is, sorry, this is user component, like that, and remove the default. So use inside a curly braces def and use a multiple component, and this multiple component are using in a main component or a parent component, like that. So we cannot use like that. We will use both of them with import inside a curly braces using user, like that, and to use render in a parent component like this and save it. Not found. So how this is okay, and save it and check here. So it's rendered both of the component with a single file. So that is a very important thing. That is the main component, and inside main component, both of the component are created in a single file. File name is profile. So this is a common thing. But when we start the development on any project, so create a particular file. In a particular file or folder, you have make a multiple component and render as your requirement of the output, or like something else. So this is the third one. And how to import and export multiple component from the one file have completed. This happened inside a profile. I have created two components like profile and user, and both have export as a inside a curly braces to make a multiple like 2, 3, 4, and so on, like that, like that, like that. So that is basic thing. And to how to import as a all the component with name identity inside a curly braces and used as per simple. So apart from that, I have tried to make understanding with you all. So how can we start your journey in front-end development with React.js library of JavaScript library like React.js with React.js. So I hope you will enjoy this series and thank you to all my viewers. Best wishes to you.